They wonder how I do it. I just bite off more than I can chew, and then I chew it. So we got a lower body day today. We're gonna be doing some RDLs, training the back flat. We do need to get a new back extension in here. I know a lot of you guys don't have one, and you're like, what's the workaround? There really isn't one. You have to get one, or change your gym, or figure it out if you're serious about a low back rebuild. So I bought one and brought it in here. They kind of tossed it out because it's getting beat up. So I'm gonna get another one in here. But today we're doing RDLs and training legs, which will be good. It doesn't actually train the vertebrae by vertebrae strength of each piece of the spine using some of the smaller paraspinal muscles. If you have a chink in your armor that big, you could train RDLs and deadlifts for years and still never address the smallest issue because your body's gonna compensate really well. So even though we're training low back today, it's not the type of deposit to the spine that I would like. So gotta get a back extension. That's the truth of life. Okay, so as many of you guys know, I did work for ATG. I got a huge start in my career. I'd been doing fitness for years before that, but the approach of just scalability and facing injuries head on was brand new to me. One thing that wasn't really embraced and really thought about too much when I was working there was isometrics. And I think it's because there's like these schools of thoughts. Just like the people that are for isometrics are really anti what ATG was about, strength through length and short range, long range. I really stay unbiased with the training stuff and try to take the good from whoever, even if they're shady people or hate me or say weird shit, because sometimes there's value in it. So ISOs, whether on the back extension, on something more direct for the patella tendon, something more direct for the Achilles tendon, I view it like super step 0 that can come before short range work. Short range just meaning an exercise where you're just doing little reps at the short squeeze, so you get a big pump, but a little bit of stress on the connective tissue. Long range is where you're going deep, I'm saying the tricep, and you're stretching it out, and it's less about the pump and more about just resilience to the joint. So ISOs are nonstop contraction at the joint, at the muscles, and now no muscle length is changing because there's no range, but the tendon starts to actually change length. It's called creep, where within the tendon, if the muscles don't change length and they're constantly contracted, there is tiny microscopic length change at the tendon, and it really helps heal. And I think that's a huge reason why the back extension iso holds help. You're way too sensitive to involve momentum and movement of the joint of the spine yet, but you want to be able to squeeze it tense and get some blood flow, but you can't handle range and movement at the spine. So the ISOs are what lets you get that. Even when you're able to do range training with something, that doesn't mean the benefit's gone to do ISO holds on whatever exercise. How you program that in so you're not spending hours in the gym every day, I mean, that's personal preference, but I've never became anti-ISOs, even when I could get to doing really deep range stuff and building my knees with whatever the like tough things were that we would show, like this stuff. It stopped being impressive once I realized I got to being able to do all this and I still had occasional knee pain. So I'm like, okay, it's not just what can you show off a Jefferson curl and I could still have back pain, still do the iso holds. So that's where I'm currently at with it. All right, so we're gonna go to upstairs. You can finish on me, up there. This is one of those rare treadmills that is actually designed for you to push it. They got a push feature. Click that, and then it starts to really get some resistance on it. So I do 0.03 forward, 0.03 backwards of a mile, 3 rounds. I've been working my test, trying to get the best time on it. good, Kev. Oh. Ah. 3:35. That's not bad. He's gonna die. It's brutal, bro. 0.03 miles forwards, 0.03 backwards, 3 rounds.
Right now, it's good. Took a few days off.
Come on, bro. Doing great. Yeah, man. Yeah, I've been really balanced with everything. I've been adding in stuff I don't normally do, like a reverse lunge. It's more traditional, but I'm like really focused and tension still, but I'm not always doing max slant board knee bend every time, maybe once a week. But you get in the habit of only squatting only to the extreme, you just gotta remember, like, Ben Patrick doesn't push himself in squats. He pushes the form, but when you squat with him, he's not. The guys that are doing shit like that, they don't love lifting to where they're like going hard. If you go hard twice a week, always max bend, your strength is gonna outpace the soft tissue development. So I do like once a week more joint and then once a week more normal strength. And it's been feeling good. Yeah. Because when we were younger, like, we would just forever neglect the joints. But now that we were doing a good job with the joints, we think that you should only train the joints. And just like keep all of it. There you go, he's going through it. He's doing good. There you go. 0.16, 0.17. Oh, damn, bro. All right. Go ahead, beat me then. God damn it. Keep going, I'll tell you when. 10 hard seconds, you'll be done. Yeah. Almost there. That's it. 3:15. What did I get, 3:30? Well, he's finally beating me now.
Okay.
After what, a whole 8 months of, you'll catch up one day, now I have to take creatine. All right. I'm gonna reset it. Yep. There you go. Nice. Yep. There you go. You're flying, doing good. I'll tell you when. I'm almost there. Yeah, switch. Yes, no joke. This is where you gotta push yourself right here. If you just go so fast, you'll be done quick. I never go slow on the push. Yep, come on. Come on. You had a good time. You might beat us if you know.
Let's get it.
Yeah, let's go. Small steps, quick. Shuffle it quick. I just go tap. Yep. Keep that thing moving. For another 5 seconds. Yep, switch. I was saying doing this was like harder than my 400. I was like, okay. Come on, bro. Just get this shit out of it.
Pass the feet, drive. Come on. There you go.
It'll be done fast. You got 40 seconds, you can beat Eddie. If you do something crazy on this backwards, you beat us both.
Fast feet. Yeah, come on.
Done. You beat me. Beat me by 3 seconds.
I think you set the standard, that's why.
Going first is a curse for sure. Yep. That's one way to do it. Now cut to when he dies. That's good. This is why the boxing match went the way it did. The There's conditioning right here.
Right now, yo. Yo, I know.
Doesn't that shit almost hurt worse than the sled?
This was worth it.
Yeah.
100%.
Oh, God.
Because you can just go fast. It's not like
the real frame. Watch this.
friction.
Aw, that's so sweet. Oh, bro. Oh. Yeah, I can't even. Man, fuck you.
We've been on a different kind of year.
This is different crazy.
I see.
We're in the
See,
best
I'm running
shape.
this shit now. How you feeling?
I'm the fastest I've ever been in my life, and I'm
Yeah?
not even like in sprinting form.
You hit euphoria when you do it?
Huh?
You hit euphoria when you do it?
Yeah. Yeah, I feel pretty free. I still feel little things in the hip, but like things I gotta work slowly to not tear something. But yeah, bro, if I'm not at all hesitant because of a body part, and I get to do like 3-6 months of training, I'm like actually right there to a caliber of Olympics. I'm like a couple seconds when I'm there. I know it, so the dream is gonna be close.
Now where you know all this shit, bro. So
Yeah.
like you said, you just gotta go back to the lab. If anything, know how to work around it.
Yeah, man. And making life like, it's the first time it's sustainable, you know? When we started the business and you were around, I was fucking in the car still, sleeping in the CrossFit gym, or, you know, just like stressed out. Can't be a pro athlete if you're stressed. I've learned that, so. Yeah, bro. It took some time. Just not getting hurt is really the thing. Just like, even slow progress, it's fine.
Come on. You're almost there. Come on. Come on, flash your feet. Let's go. Come on. You're almost there.
Oh, he's been done for 3 minutes. You got him going extra?
No, 18,
He
right?
just did an extra lap.
18, right?
Problem is, if you go harder than you should, that ends your workout. You're gonna be done. Like, we got hang cleans now. I don't know how he's gonna. Yeah.
Awesome, sounds great. I ain't gonna lie. I don't really jump like that either.
He's low. Damn. You're way stronger than you may feel right now. Go ahead. Yeah, no problem. Good. 195.
Okay. Yeah.
You ever heard of a power shot? Clean this. Like, what the fuck? That's crazy. I'm not gonna lie. I see the low back, like, going a little extra extension, and I can just tell that it only starts when you really start pulling that you're kind of like fighting to keep it.
Lightheaded? Lightheaded? Okay, alright.
You still train Stevie? Good morning.
Yeah.
One thing I shifted when I started doing it was like not trying to actually arch, but keep neutral.
Okay, I've
Thinking
been
about forward.
I've been arching.
And it's good because we're just trying not to round as an opposite cue. We give these opposite cues. If we don't want to round on a seated good morning, then just think the opposite arch. But when you have good extension range like you do, you will actually arch and keep it, and that doesn't help you know where you should be on a pull or a squat or even a deadlift, you know?
That's exactly why I always feel my pain like that.
And you can see it when I'm seeing you do it. You get such good, like, extension, like it is a seated good morning, but that's weaker than stiff as a board for this one, you know? I don't know what maybe the building is just doing that stuff, but with neutral, like focusing on that.
Yeah.
Especially when you're not trying to go down, but go forward on the seated good morning. You already know that, like you feel that as a vulnerable place. That's crazy.
I wish I could make you hear like my back, like I can make
Makes noises.
No, like It's getting cracked. No, it doesn't. But like right in that same area, I always say it gets real stiff if I'm staying out throughout the whole day, and I feel like I had to do like a Jefferson. It would just start cracking.
I think it's that
Dead
over.
hangs. I can't. If I just relax that lower pad,
Yeah.
it hurts right now.
Because it's not even hanging straight down, it's hanging into extension. You can see that.
I feel it pulling, it's all just like right there.
This is where Stu McGill has a point about like bracing and learning how to just get stiff versus letting any movement happen.
Oh, okay.
Because flexion is easy to imagine, get back in there and get strong, but that, I don't know what movement you do, reverse hyper maybe, but don't arch. Yeah, bro. Okay, so it felt really light compared to what we were just doing. Sometimes I think I overstress. Sounds silly, of course, because it's so technical, but when you see football players just get to heavier cleans in semi-decent form, you're like, I know they're just thinking just rip the shit off the ground and go and hold somewhat good form. And like sometimes when I've done that, don't think about form, it's way smoother. So, still just a newbie. Memberful was the only membership that did a monthly pay what you want subscription. Stripe didn't do it. All these other third-party things didn't do it. We were lucky they even had it. And I think we were one of their first like users to really do a monthly recurring thing on pay what you want. And we did so good in the past year that I'm pretty sure we're their biggest clients. Who was it that emailed us? What was their position? Was it the head of it or like the marketing or who? Yeah, the head of marketing of that company reached out and basically wants to pay us to do an interview to find out how we are doing it, how we do so well on like a pay what you want monthly subscription. So it's just like do so well using someone's service that they want you to give them data on how to improve their service. So we have some tips that we would like to give. We have some requests that could make it even better. Especially, this talking about squats now, especially for you, you have incredible ankle mobility and good squat depth. Sometimes not squatting with the slant is okay. You're gonna get stronger. You can get stronger in 2 months, but how long for the cartilage and stuff to shift around, remodel? Many months, a year, 2 years. So you always probably keep getting strong and then kind of fall off, keep getting strong, kind of fall off. Like look at a squat. You don't need a slant. It's good sometimes, but every time, you're just getting warmed up. If anything, you know what's funny is like, you can get so knee over toe without a slant. So you with the slant is so much more force than me with the slant. Because like you already can access your knees.
I'd be like on the sling board like this.
Yeah.
You see, even right now I feel what I was telling you. I'm so far past it. Like now
Yeah.
it's gonna come
Just
all
remember it's all a spectrum. There's not the right way, the wrong way. It's like a little bit more internal knee today, a little less and more muscular today. And just like keep where you can working it. But we make these rules of I only do deficit push-ups or deep dips. Start fucking up my collarbone. If I start doing normal push-ups on the ground, it's healed up. So I'm gonna do both, you know. Thanks.
How do you feel about like, I feel like my rest days are super important. Like, I feel good, but I don't know when I'll do something down the road. I feel like y'all's rest days are calm. Like y'all don't really have rest days. Like you got Monday.
You got 1 day a week, but Wednesday's pretty easy. You only need rest days if you're like, everything's so absolute the way people talk about things, but like the worse your recovery throughout the day, like every night is a rest night. That sounds toxic, but it's like literal. If you get quality enough sleep, you're gonna be better than if you had terrible sleep. If you have terrible sleep every single night, then you probably need 3 rest days a week. I'm not saying to squat more often, I'm saying to do other things too. But like days where I truly do nothing, I probably don't need that much if I'm really recovered. I'm 27, like I'm at prime biological age to recover well, hormonally, with all the metabolic, processes. Like we don't do anything that repetitively. You can't name anything we do more than twice a week at most. Boxing, sprinting, lifting, we don't do anything more than twice a week. So it's different than when someone's hitting chest Monday, shoulders on Wednesday, chest on Thursday, and then strength cardio Friday with like push-ups and burpees. It's like that's, over the top. I measure it out. Like I train my knees twice a week. I hit my shins on sprinting twice a week. That's how I view rest days. But if it's my off day and I want to go for a long walk, like, yeah. Maybe it's not ideal to be, I don't know. The balance is more fluid than people try to make these rules of 5 days on, 2 days off. It's like, well, how well are you sleeping every day? It matters a lot. If you meditate an hour every day, you probably recover even better. All right, so for the working sets, 3 sets of 8, and then seated calf raise just with a dumbbell, 3 sets of 20. So now we can superset. And you remember, like, weekdays are made up. It's the idea of like you gotta rest 2 days a week. It's like the 7-day week thing is made up, truly. So it's your biological clock. You might need a rest every 10 days, or you might need to just take it easier every 5 days or whatever. But I always err on the side of doing too little now. Like I don't leave pools of sweat on the ground ever, unless it's boxing. That shit fucks you up. I'm always eager to not like see what I can do. Like it feels good, that's it. Don't need to. 8's a lot of reps. Huh?
I told you, when you came in last time, we did like 10 reps, and I told myself, like, yo, I'm gonna go 225 for 10. So I've been pushing myself.
That was upright, that was VMO, like slant.
Crazy, right?
Yeah.
Not
It's just a long time to be in a front rack on the core and shit. That's a long time to brace tight.
I haven't done back squat in years, I'm gonna be honest.
Really?
I don't back squat at all.
I will do it here and there. I think it actually does help you build some of the sacrum area.
Yeah?
You just start to get so sensitive. For me, I remember the first 6 months of getting back, I'd be here and I'm like, just the base of my, damn.
Okay.
And doing it light, slowly over time, made it more resilient. I think it does build tolerance. Yeah. Otherwise,
I should check it because, I don't know, I feel like I get into a good position now. It's kind of similar to having the dumbbells at the sides, is it?
the back squat,
Oh, yeah.
well, it's less about positioning and more just about loading. It's like the back squat, the weight is more directly through your spine, through the pelvis, and then front squat and side is like the limbs, you can make it all legs. Where back squat, there's nothing you can do that can take the back out of it. It has to go through the back. So, like something you could do, I'll do it on this set, is do like 5 front squat, 5 back squat, you know.
We have to make sure we preserve his brain if something ever goes wrong with this man. Put it in the museum, then.
Yeah, when you don't back squat for a while, it feels weird. Nice, bro. Don't extend the back, just keep it, yep, brace good. But yeah, I think on the squats we can get so like focused on trying to stay upright and like resist a torso angle, that we can like artificially do it with our upper back. But if the low back's not with you, you can be on a front squat, do like a trap 3 like lift with the upper back, but your low back is still seated good morning versus with you on that, you know? If you lift your arms, then your low back should come with you, but if it's not, then you're just like doing that arch. Not really, but you could tell that you could if you, like, when I relearned the back squatting, I had to think about that, not just staying tall, but making sure from hip to shoulder, everything stayed together. If I'm lifting my head, then I'm lifting my chest, I'm lifting my stomach. Everything's gonna move together in the torso. Not like that, but, so that is when you wanna use your spine as one big piece.
Almost like when you teach us when you first become a trainer, PVC pipe.
Right, PVC pipe, that shit is right there, but that's not gonna protect you for other things. You gotta learn how to not do that too.
Make you guys wear some jerseys. You guys are going back to the long game.
Just official shit.
So some days I don't go that deep on this. For example, I used to always do seated calf raise like on the deficit, so I get a deep stretch, and I did that shit for a year, always stretching. It doesn't just stretch to the ankle, it stretches all the way up along the fibula, the deeper shin bone, or the lower leg bone, and then I tore a deep calf muscle where it goes into the knee, because I was always overstretching doing deep calf raise. The day after doing a shit ton of sets, I sprinted and tore it. That's what led to the 2-year thing that kept me out of track the past 2 years. So some days I'll do deeper for the stretch, some days I do just flat where there's no stretch at the bottom, and just from the top I get a squeeze. Kevin and I are similar that we started this style of training at the same time roughly. I had like 6 months ahead, and we both got really good at all the stuff, and then we both picked up new weird injuries because we got so good at Nordics. Kevin was the first to get illegally good at Nordics. Could go down, hover 10 seconds, up, down, crazy, tore something behind his knee. And then it was like 2 years, could barely even do Nordics. Can you do them now or do you not?
Nordics?
Yeah.
I do short range in the back.
Exactly, like we do now, because now we understand. Well, it's not even traumatized, he's smart. Just like I was saying, I used to always do the stretch. Right. Now I do this. He does Nordics, but on the angle of the back extension, so it's not that.
And I wasn't doing enough. Bro, it's like, I learned how to do stuff, I stopped ignoring like the machine curls and
Yeah.
stuff like that. And I didn't realize how much I needed. Like even now I do single leg. Bro, just staying at like 20, 30 burns the shit out of my
Yep.
hamstrings. Like,
You need it so much.
yeah,
You need
bro.
it.
And I just got this left leg feeling good because I popped it trying to sprint. While I was trying to play football and shit, I was like, oh yeah, nah, fuck that. Like,
Yeah,
so
yeah.
crazy.
Well, thank God we're younger because we can still come around to it with the wisdom. We've not even just survived it. It's like I would never understand that long range isn't the only answer unless I abused it and got hurt. So now I realize, okay, normal, if you only do leg press, you're still gonna tear something in your knee when you sprint or cut. If you only do deep split squats or deep squats, then you're likely to hurt yourself in training and overstrain something. So you need backward sled, burn out the knees with the little things. You need the iso holds to burn, not even burn out, to reinforce tendons and all the non-vascular stuff. And then you need the deep, and you need the gentle reintroduction to cutting. You need like a full picture of maybe 1 day a week of all of it, slowly. Yeah, so you can see that curve. Can you pull your belly button into yourself a little bit? Yeah, so that's actually neutral.
Oh, bro.
But start it from the top.
So just like this?
Yeah, even that, someone would be like, that's incredible, that's really good form. Now, go down exactly like you just did, the right way. And now pause and show how much extension you could get, how you were doing. Like that extra bit right there isn't coming from muscles holding you as much as it is the bones and ligaments having to pick that up. So.
That feels so awkward doing it the right way.
Because you have to relearn, because the timing of all of it.
It feels like I'm not even doing it properly. I felt like I was rounded when I'm like that.
Right. When you're so used to this, being tall feels rounded in comparison. It's true.
This whole time I'm trying to turn my hips back because I'm like, yo, it's going to pull the hamstring more. Like,
that's true, but you know what also pulls the hamstrings more? Is keeping your back neutral and just going deeper and being on the toes.
okay.
You don't have to keep, that's the idea, is like, okay, you want to get more hamstrings, tilt the pelvis. But what if you get really good at tilting pelvis and really good, and then it's just like your spine is overdoing it. That's why iso holds are still good for you on the back extension, because we've been teaching it not to just stay up on the back extension, but to try to get long.
On the back extension, I'm doing the same thing.
On the
I'm
iso.
like all the way at the top.
Exactly. You want to get flat, squeeze the glutes and ribs so you're super straight, and then reach out, like your head's outwards.
Bro, that's why I'm just like, yo, this shit is like.
The back extension won't work for you if you're sensitive in that way. To just be up, 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 up. It's got to be out. I'll wait.
I'm just saying, like, say that's all that was what we said, right? Black people are like, oh, well, we're not going to shop there. You know what I mean? Like, they kind of...
They don't care. Lulu is going to not lose business from that, you know?
Target did.
They're doing great.
Yeah, I'm sure they're doing fine. It's just they have less money. What is it?
It was probably for 1 quarter. Like they lost sales in 1 quarter. Picked it up the next quarter.
I expect everybody to cancel Uber.
Right. My thing is, I had to focus. I didn't focus up enough on that. That was a bad set. It's a long time to hook grip.
10 of those.
That's great. Just remember that with the back, right?
Am I doing it?
A little bit. Yep, that's good. Yeah, that's great. Nice, Kev. So even there, it's really hard on horizontal, but you're arching, but you just think about going long, spread your head out. Take some of the weight off the hands with the handles, and then just think like, elongate.
Where your crown of your head
And,
is going to touch the...
yeah. You look more straight, yeah.
That elongate. Pressure to yourself.
I'm dead. That ain't gonna happen. This is so hard. When people ask, can I do this? I'm like, no. On your fragile back, no, you cannot. You absolutely
What
cannot.
can I do with the bar like you?
Right.
You do fidget on the bench or floor?
Incline bench. I've been doing on the floor a little bit lately. And like, I've been doing normal pigeon. Not always 90 degrees, so I've been,
I do it on the floor.
let's go. Let's go here, guys. You're actually allowed to. You're allowed to come here. I've been doing pigeon like this.
Oh, not a straight.
Like the old day. Again, back to these rules. Always doing a deep rotation versus a little less, a little less. It's just a spectrum. But I was feeling knee pain, and I was forcing it, and I'm like, yeah. You can do a normal pigeon, and then keep it active by like lifting.
Every time I'm always in the way.
Yeah, you have enough on that.
The left side though is where it's like, all right, I might have to.
So I go here, and I don't let my leg touch the ground, so I like lift still, and I hinge, and I do the iso hold. Do an iso hold. But now remember the thing with the arch? Yeah. So reteach your glutes to work while your low back isn't arched. You're used to always overarching, so now you can see, can I load the glute, have it hold me up with my spine neutral, and just do an iso hold. Well, momentum and range hides compensation. Iso hold exposes it. Okay, that's good. I'm real big on like, go to 80% stretch for things, then iso hold it. Build that fatigue in that stretch versus everything.
Just there,
Yeah, in and out. Just faking it, I think.
Now I like this better because when I do get into it, I stay at the bottom and just do some pumps.
That's
Pause.
good.
Like just squeeze the glute at the bottom of this. I like this one.
And not just holding up, but try to lift into it like even higher. Yep. I feel adductors for sure. You got to be aggressive. If you just try to hold it up, I feel the knee. But if I push into it actively, then I feel higher up in the adductor. 5 seconds.
You want to flex that leg.
Make sure your knees are stacked. Just extend the hips forward. And done. So this is a good challenge for everyone to see, like, just it's really half strength, not so much stretch. Half strength, half stretch. A normal pigeon, the foot just right inside of your hip. And can you hold yourself 45 degrees with a flat back knee off the ground, legs completely off? You gotta be lifting with your front glute.
That should cramp it up.
I love it. So this is the long game section of the video. If this is your first video, what we do is at the end of every training vlog, one, these are just me behind the scenes. You hear things that I probably publicly wouldn't think to say. Might get me canceled one day. You also hear my like passing thoughts on the training, which is me in real time testing my own theories and thinking about how far I've come with my training beliefs, where I've gotten hurt, what I learned from overtraining, a good thing, what I've learned from undertraining, things I thought were bad that were actually useful. And so I just show everything about my fitness journey because most of my valuable lessons and lectures in these videos came from my actual mistakes. So I'm letting y'all see my real time. So these videos are not as organized and they're not as ready to take away the value, but if someone's desperate to learn and they're so deep in their back loop, I've just heard from them that you end up watching all of the videos on this channel because you're trying to absorb everything you can, let alone get the hope, get the reminder. You see my friends Kevin, my friend Eddie, Jordan, Enoch, all these people that have had different injury loops. And it kind of gives you an idea of like, okay, there's a lot of younger people who have been through the ups and downs, who have healed, come back, learned some new things, almost faced a problem again, fixed it. So, you know, just to make sure you know you're not alone in this, we do these non-viral, transparent videos. And if you make it to the end, the reason why I call it the long game segment is because this is where people comment their stories in the comment section. So last episode, we had a bunch of people comment long game, tell me their name, tell me their story, where they're from. And then every single episode, we pick one and we read it out and give them their flowers, give them support, reflect on the message they shared. And so today, if you're still watching here, comment long game, tell me a bit about you. And on the next episode, we're probably going to read you out and give you the support that we all need one day. So let's get into it today. Who do we got? There was a lot of good ones. Let's read a couple. Danino66, long game. David Rowland here from Canada, diagnosed L1, L2 herniated disc, age of 12, due to an accident. Was told by doctor to stop doing any sport that would twist my spine, avoid heavy lifting. I sure as shit didn't listen. Okay. At 20, I started my battle with an abdominal hernia. 3 surgeries later, got weaker and weaker. Now 20 years later, I'm 42. Lived all life with these problems, core extremely weak. I found you 6 to 8 months ago and now feel the best I have in my life. Never been this strong. Still have lots of work ahead, far from being out of the woods, but I now see the light at the end of the tunnel of that dark forest that haunted me pretty much all my life. Thanks to you, long game. That's a real story. So 20 years in the making, you learn to live with stuff that's not normal. You get normalized to shit that is not normal. And your body starts to work in weird ways to make it happen. You can see in today's episode, we're talking about Kevin with his lordosis, the extensive arch that he can have in his back. Obviously, when you're deadlifting, everyone's thinking, don't round your back, don't let it break. Well, the opposite's true. You can get so good at trying to keep arched that you put extra strain in a different direction. That became his normal. I've had things that, even when I'm running, I realize I can't keep my pelvis neutral as well as I used to. I do this arch, and I'm over-relying on my hip flexors when I should be tall. It's my new normal. Now, not everything's going to break you today, but it keeps you from going hard and rebuilding to be stronger and more pain-free. So this is what happens when you go decades of just trying to get through life and you don't know a solution, you give up on it. The hope is that me or some other resource out there makes you realize there's more potential than you've been led to believe. And you're 6 months in, a year in, and you realize I'm not there yet, but there is a way out. Damn. I gave up on this a long time ago, but now you get this new hope, something to train for and be excited about, aside from just maintaining. So that's amazing, man. We appreciate you sharing it. There's going to be other people that relate. You were in the loop for a long time, so I'm excited to hear another 6 months in how you're doing. Let's read this one. We got Anton, 598, long game. Been watching all of these, man. Really enjoying the content. I'm 7 months into LBA journey. Yesterday was my first major session doing back extension reps. I've been in the loop for 3 to 4 years. Seeing myself go into flexion with strength is crazy. If I showed myself the video I took 2 years ago, I literally wouldn't believe it. I was at a point I couldn't round at all, and just existing was a 6 out of 10 pain. I remember 7 months ago, I started at 15 seconds high pad on the iso hold. I'm going to read that again. 7 months ago, started at 15 seconds on a high pad on the iso hold, and that was a flare-up. He would do 15 seconds easy on the holds and get a flare-up. That's some people's real starting points. I used to be a power lifter, and after injury, I lost the ability to even walk comfortably, let alone lift. I'm 25 right now, and my long-term plan is around 25, getting back into more traditional lifting. He's 22, and he's saying, as long as by the time I'm 25, I'm back to normal lifting, I'm good. I actually commented on that, and I said, you're going to get there quicker than that because of your patience. If you're patient, you'll get there faster than your long-term plan. If you're in a rush, you're going to get there later than your short-term plan. So if you need it in 6 months, you're going to get it in 2 years. But if you're okay with it coming in 2 years and you plan for that, you might get it in 1 year. That's how this stuff goes. So I'm excited for you, man. Anton, that's huge. He started on what I describe as your level 1, and even that was killing him. And he didn't quit. He didn't blame the exercise. He didn't just blame his back as unfixable. He stayed curious. I'm sure he found some workaround or some patient way to make it even easier, or he worked on other stuff, and then he got back to building that. So that's the real thing I want to impart on you guys is what you blame is what you're deciding is accountable. And where there's accountability, there's opportunity. If you're not willing to look at, damn, I'm just that lacking in capacity. I'm lacking in strength in my back to the degree I can't even do the easiest thing. I will slowly get better. Then you're telling yourself, this is in my back's control. This is in my doing. Even if it's longer than I'd like, even if it's punishing and going to be testing on my fortitude of my patience. But if you blame, my family has bad back, so I'm already 31, things are slowing down, you're giving the power away, and you will never think that you can fix it. And so, yeah, you just got to stay focused on looking for the clues, even if it's not the exercises I tell you. I don't take it personally. I put zero value in my contribution to you in the world based on these 10 exercises I tell you. I don't have exercises. I've created a couple things, I think, with the outer hip drop set and hip flexor kick out. That's not why people will know me by the time I die. It's because I'm teaching the way of thinking that is to make it impossible for hopelessness to win. So if you stay focused, no matter the ups and downs of the pain you're going to have, you're going to be like Anton. That 7 months later, he's going to think back to his old self and realize his old self would have never believed it. He couldn't imagine what he's doing today. And that's really the magic of it, you know. So you gotta give up a lot of expectation and just be willing, like tell yourself, hey, I'm starting this new journey. No matter what comes, I'm not going to quit. Even if it takes me places I didn't expect, even if I fail at every exercise, even if I'm the worst student, I'm not going to drop out of this new school of fixing my back. And so I think that's good for today. Please comment your story. Long game, tell me where you're from, tell me how old you are, how long you've been in it. It's not just helping me, it's not about engagement, it's really helping other people who get to read and engage. If you're not yet on the program, lowbackability.com, you get to pick the price. You can cancel any point, you can change the membership any point. We got the largest community in the world, and it has never been watered down with the support. It's just as communal and supportive as ever. And so we have calls in there every so often. We send resources that aren't on the YouTube not gatekeeping, it's just where we chat. And last thing, if you are on the East Coast of the U.S., end of August, we're hosting a tour for live events. We've done about 3 or 4 of them. They've always been a blessing. One of the coolest things that we do, getting to connect in person. And we'll train with you these live sessions. We'll have a Q&A. We'll have a talk through of all of our stories. We eat. We do some non-movement solutions, holistic stuff, some breath work, some different nit-bitty things I've learned along the way from these different mentors of healing. And you're going to be a low back ability whiz by the end of it. So check out for the cities. I think we got Boston, New York, DC, Richmond, Charlotte, what else? Atlanta, Charleston, Tampa, Miami. Probably missed one. There's like 10. They'll figure it out. It's in the description. So if you can make it, that'd be huge. I'm excited to meet y'all. It's always a blast. So long game. Keep it up.